So this is going to be really good stuff for you guys to use, especially if you guys get smashed a lot in half guard. This is perfect for you because I'm a little guy and I don't like getting smashed anymore. So we're going to work on, first thing is a couple of the basic entries, and then we're going to go over a bunch of sweeps. So the easiest one is just from open guard posture. So if James has his knee up, the easiest way is actually just to hook my lead foot. This is going to be the same when we use our butterfly guard entry. I'm just going to hook my lead foot on the inside. I'm going to control his gi just to pull my hips into him. My outside hand is going to come in and hook. I don't want to grab my gi because now I can't pull away if he tries to come at me. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my hook and swing his leg out, stretch and extend my leg. My opposite leg is going to shoot underneath, and my hips are going to go all the way under. Now, the one thing that you want to watch out for is you don't get caught on top of his leg. If you do, you've lost a lot of leverage, and he can cross choke you, gi choke you, kimura you, a whole bunch of stuff. So you want to make sure that your hips are flat on the mat, and my ear is either on his thigh or closer to his knee. The closer you can get to his knee, the better, because now you have a little bit more leverage to use. With your feet grip, you don't want to cross your feet like this. There are a lot of guys that do this, and I personally don't like it because it leaves his leg open. He can move his leg around. He's got a lot of movement. He can bring his knee down, and you get stuck here. So what I like to use is, I like to use one hook under, because we already started that when we entered into it, and one hook over. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch my legs straight out and squeeze my knees together. So I'm trying to do that. It's a little bit tighter. It can cause a little bit more pain with it. Now my hand grips, there's a bunch of different ways. We're going to go over that into this week. So when you partner up, all we're going to do is just work the entry here. I want you to stop and just grapple grip right around the knee, okay? So this way. So I'm hooking, I'm wrapping around his leg, and I'm just going to roll hard, deep underneath. Okay, now we're going to stop there. All right. So when you grab your partner, the guy who started, even if his foot is really close to his butt, you can still get it. All you have to do is just jam your hand in there and really pull on it. You can still get your foot in there. So James is really tight here. Even if I have to pull it this way a little bit to get my hand in, it's already in there. All right? So you can be a little bit violent here. Just swing that leg out, and then you should be doing a circular motion. Okay? That's it. So we got the first one, right? All right, that was the easiest one to kind of flow into. Now we're going to go into the basic hack guard. We start here. All right. So rule number one is never let him inside. All right. You don't want to get him here and have him smash you down, because then I'm hosed. All right. So I want to make sure that same thing as if you were here for raise training. You want to make sure that your top leg is right against his chest. That way he can't come in on you. And the other foot is hooking on his bottom leg. So my toes are hooking down on his ankle. Right? That way makes it a little bit hard for him to move his leg around. Here, my hands are inside. Right? I want to keep my elbows tight. Same as any time we're passing a guard or anything like that. Elbows are always tight. That way he can't get another hook up. So now what I'm going to do is pretty much the same thing. But I'm going to shoot my arm and my leg at the same time and go for an underhook. Right? So my top leg and my elbow are connected. I'm going to shoot, I'm going to sit all the way up. And when I sit all the way up, I want to make sure my head is not hanging out so you can't cross facing and get my underhook back. So I'm up. You can grab the belt, grab the back of the gi, control for a little bit if you need that. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to switch my feet. So I'm going to take my outside leg and go over his leg. I'm going to sweep it out. right over. Here, playing. I'm gonna my arm, my leg are connected. Shoot up. I'm gonna keep that hip, control that hip. I'm gonna switch my feet. All underneath. Same as before. Top foot. One foot's on top, one foot's on bottom. Nice and tight, knees closed. You can Greco grip here. Kevin asked earlier, what prevents him from keeping going, rolling this way? Well, my head, my legs prevent him. All right. So you can actually grab the belt. If he tries sliding that way, I'm just gonna pull him down, make sure his butt doesn't come up off the ground. All right. So make sure that when you do it, you should stretch his leg out as much as possible. You want to make it uncomfortable for him. If you're here, James is up, plays heavy all the time. If you're here, I don't have any of his weight on me. All his weight's on this leg. All right. So less weight on you, the better. So again, here, elbow and knee are connected. Up. I'm going to switch my feet. Sweep it out. Come all the way underneath. Now, if he does happen to sit on my arm, that's all right, because that's going to go into some stuff that we're going to work on next. That's going to go into a sweep. But make sure when you do go for it, get your arm all the way under. If you have to, punch him up using that arm. Punch his butt to the ceiling. That way he gets his hips off of you. Then control his leg. All right? Mm-hmm. I noticed some of you guys have a little bit of difficulty with that one. Partly a problem is going to be where that free arm, you guys aren't punching their butt up towards the ceiling. That way you can get under their hips a little easier. Because I noticed Rob had that problem too. Mm-hmm. So when you shoot under, switch. You gotta make sure you use this arm. You can even put your hand on his butt, shove it up over you. That way you can make some space to get underneath it. Alright? So even if, like, we might go into some of the Lucas lecture stuff today. Use your knee to shove him forward. Use your hand to shove him forward. That way he gets the weight off of you. So, this next one, I use a lot. I actually use it on James once in a while because he gets knee on belly on me and I want to die. So, this one I kind of fell into this one. I actually showed Sam this on Thursday. So, if somebody gets knee on belly on you, they're really heavy and they're really tight.
I remember.
You can't get out. Our basic one is to push the knee off and come up, right? Well, this time, what we're going to do is we're going to push my same side arm on his foot all the way down. Come underneath. Alright? Trick to it is, don't let him get the 3 seconds. Alright? Don't let him have those points for the knee and belly. So as soon as his knee comes up, I need to be starting to move. Alright? Same as before. I'm going to push his foot down, but I'm going to shoot my other arm up. Jam him up to the ceiling. Alright? So fist is James is nice and heavy. Push that foot, bring the other leg on top. I use my free arm to push him forward to get his weight off me. I'm going to just scoop my body underneath. Alright? Anywhere. Down a new path and we're a little bit safer. Okay? Mm-hmm. And I'm not having somebody dig their knee into your gut anymore. Mm-hmm. So,
real quick, Chris, what's the switch up on your legs? Because you initially push it, right? You clamp.
Yeah.
And then you
lock the legs in. Pushing. I'm just using my top leg to swing his leg out. I'm feeding his foot to my outside foot. And clamping down. Alright, so I'm it's almost like we're feeding the gi. It's like we're using our feet like their hands. Right? So I'm pushing his foot. I'm just swinging my leg over and feeding his leg to my opposite foot and stretching. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Think we can do it?
Sure.
Pretty easy?
I'll get it on tape. Straight
The
to
easiest
YouTube.
one to do is called the cutback sweep. Jeff Glover calls it the Homer Simpson sweep. I think that's the stupidest name for it. So I just call it cutback sweep. So what you're gonna do is we're gonna walk away, like towards my face, and I'm just gonna turn back and use my head against his stomach to drive him back. Make sure when you do sweep him back, you're pinching your knees together, because if you don't, your arms are in here. All you have to do is pull that leg out, punch James in the eye, good eye. Take a punch in the eye for a try. So, when you're under, make sure that you're nice and tight on his leg. I told Sam earlier not to grab his gi, because if you grab your gi, it opens it up for him to get his hand in. I get choked. I'd rather not get choked. Alright? So nice and tight, clamp down on the thigh. That doesn't feel very good, does it? I like it. So for this one, you can go to switch to figure 4. Alright? Triangle's leg. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to start walking this way with that foot. So you're almost trying to crush your own head between his legs. And once I get really tight on it, I'm just rolling back, barrel rolling. I'm controlling his leg, pinching my knees together. Come up. Pass. Alright. So you get your 2 points for the sweep, and then you start working passes. Yes, Robert.
When you roll in, when you're crushing your head, can you post a foot and push off to get more momentum to roll back? Okay.
Angela's crushing heads.
This person's not your
Man, under 30 don't know what Monty Python is.
kids in the home.
They're 30.
Yeah,
Still both
Anyway.
yeah, still hard to.
So, clamping down nice and tight. Try and get your wrist bone right onto his thigh and really drive it down. If you guys have sensitive IT bands like I do, it sucks horribly. Nope, be nice though. So, I'm just scooting my hips out until he's crushing my leg. Like Rob said, yeah, you can push off, but you don't want to lose his leg. Alright, so if I do push off, there's a good chance that I can open that up and get his leg up. So you really don't need a lot of power to get off your back. All you need to do is just go from one hip to the other. And you reach up and grab his free arm. That'll make the sweep a whole lot easier. Okay? So, alright, you guys pretty much we're doing it when you're getting into the deep half guard. So that's probably the one that you're going to hit the most. This one is the one I like using because I get a guard pass off the right off the bat. So with this one, when my one arm's on the inside, and I'm going to use my inside hook. Alright, this is the inside, this is the outside. I'm going to use my inside hook to lift his leg up off me a little bit. I'm going to weave my arm in, bring my hand back, alright, right against the back of his leg. Now all I'm going to do is, I'm going to take this foot off, lift, 2-point sweep, 2-point press pass.
So even though you come out right past, they'll still give you points for both the sweep and the guard pass?
Yeah, maybe. Depends if the ref is really nice.
Okay, they're supposed to give you the points for it.
So again, hand comes under, and this is going to actually work into some of the stuff we're going to do later. Is that keeping this arm under. Bill Glover, Bill Cooper is actually putting out a DVD on how to kill the deep half guard. One of the ways to do it is to Kimura guy. So if I try to leave this hand out here, Jay's going to Kimura me. So this is one of the ways to prevent it. Just keep my hand on the inside. I can even grab my pant leg. And if he tries to get that underhook, it's going to be very hard. He's going to have to put all his muscle to get it in there. Alright? So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to keep my hand, my free hand, right next to his hip. If you want, you can clamp down on it, make sure he doesn't go anywhere. Then I'm going to lift up my inside hook. I'm just going to shoot. Basically, just stay in your place. Alright, make sure you control that hip, his bottom hip with that, your right side arm. That way he can come back into you. And make sure it's a nice tight pass. Alright. Sometimes you'll end up here, but that's fine. I mean, here you can finish your pass. But a lot of the time you want to get that momentum going where you finish off on side control. So one more time. I'm lifting my leg. I'm using my inside hook to lift his leg up a little bit, sneak my arm in. My right arm, my free arm is hooking onto his hip. I'm going to lift his foot, taking my outside foot off and lifting. He's going to feel like, oh, I can get my leg out now. That's what you want him to do. He gets his leg out, you get your sweep and pass, or just a pass. Whatever that is. So you're kind of baiting him into taking that leg off. It makes it easier for you to get out. So, off, clamp the hip, inside arm comes on the outside, lift. Roll. Make sure your nice head drive into him. Keep your lat nice and tight on his rib cage, that way it can't turn back into you. Nice and heavy. Jam your knee into the small of the back. And then we're doing other stuff. Go for Bravo here. You got a whole bunch of stuff you can do off. Right. Here's the other sweep that I use a lot. This one works really well if the guy has a gi on, especially if his lapels are out.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. So for this one, I'm going to start using his gi. I'm going to feed him with my outside arm and feed his close lapels with my face. I'm going to use the same grip that we did before. I'm going to go underneath, just feeding to that hand. My other hand is going to go to this opposite lapel, right? Same thing, lift. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull him behind him. I'm going to pull his gi backwards towards the cage. So you want to make sure you get a nice good grip on that gi. So when you roll him backwards, you can pull that gi straight up. And you can either take his back or complete the pass. So I'm going to feed under, nice and tight. That way his head comes down to me. My other hand goes to his opposite lapel. Same thing. Lift, push, pull back. Now if you notice, I'm actually flaring my elbow out. Right? So if I don't, he's going to start bringing his leg over. He's going to re-guard. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to keep my elbow out so he can't do that. Just pass the same way we did before. Okay? Just pull, really, almost like you're doing an Anderson Silva elbow, upward elbow. Up. Okay? Like this way, so you guys can see it. Breathe. Breathe. Make sure you get a nice tight grip. Lifting. Pull it back. Flare my elbow nice and high. Alright? It's going to feel a little bit uncomfortable for you, like you're going to pop your shoulder out. But it actually makes it easier to pass his leg over your head. Okay? One more time. Pull him tight, nice and tight, so he can't posture up on me. Lift. Flare my elbow up. Stand nice and heavy when I pass that leg over. Alright. So it's pretty much the same thing as the last one we did. Just this time we're using the gi to our advantage. Okay? Go. So, again, if you're going to go for deep half guard, you can't not commit to going, all right? You have to go full force, at the end of it, or you're gonna get smashed, all right? So, make sure that when you do go for it, especially off the basic half guard one, you really gotta drive through in between his legs. Because if I don't, I'm just kind of lazy about it, I'm gonna get smashed, bravo, gi choke, whatever, all right? So if I'm going, I really need to go. All right, use that momentum by pulling that leg out, drive yourself under, okay? That was one of the things that I got caught up with a lot starting out, is that I would kind of go halfway here, and
They just stop.
then I get Clingerman choked. So, if you're going, and you're playing half guard, even if James is starting to pass, if his knee slap pass, I can still go for it. Go back. A whole lot of stuff. I just showed you guys the basic ones today. The easiest one you're gonna be able to use against guys, especially in the ego. Because, like I said, not many schools do it. But it's a position that you're gonna start catching yourself in. But if you guys ever have questions about it, feel free to ask, because I have tons and tons of deep half guard stuff from everywhere, from back escapes to preventing James getting a mount on me to somebody trying to pass, everywhere. It's actually, if you start looking for it, you'll start seeing that the opportunity is there for you to get it. So, again, I want to thank you guys for coming in this morning, this afternoon.